The Rebel Army is currently in the toughest fight of the Galactic Civil War. The Imperial Army is holding the many walls of the Imperial Fortress that is surrounded by rebels. They have gigantic laser towers, firing out, taking out droves of rebels with every shot. But Luke Skywalker is on the battlefield, assisting the Rebel Alliance in their assault against the labyrinth of fortress walls inside. Can the Imperials hold off Luke Skywalker and his Rebel Alliance invasion, or will they end up falling to the overwhelming numbers that the Rebels are fielding? If you guys do enjoy these Men of War Assault Squad 2 Star Wars Galaxy at War mod videos, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe because we're working our way towards 700,000 subscribers, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more in the future. Alright guys, let's get into this thing. Real quick, huge thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. They have literally the best deals in gaming. I use it all the time. If you like Star Wars games, Lego Star Wars for $2. Star Wars Battlefront 2 for $9. One of my favorite Star Wars games, Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, $1.70. If you want to play the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod, Men of War Assault Squad 2, $3. Extremely popular games can be up to 99% off. Link in the description below. Thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into the video. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and press start right here. And the Rebel Alliance begins their push forward against the Stormtrooper defenses. They do have some exterior defenses along these little rock canyons over here, but the primary defense for the Stormtrooper army is going to be their wall fortress further out. As you can see, they've got many turbo towers on the battlefield, which will start firing out quite heavily. That is a Nebelwerfer barrage from some of the rebel tanks over this way, an extremely devastating barrage that can come out of the tops of these things. However, it takes a really long time to reload and probably won't be that effective on the interior walls later on in this battle. There's the turbo laser tower firing out, and it whiffs that shot absolutely horribly. We have more Nebel shots going off against this canyon wall fortress over here. Again, like I said, the Stormtrooper army has many preliminary defenses before we get to the actual interior fortress defense. Now, this battle has been made by Rollum, one of the best, if not the best, Star Wars Galaxy at War modders out there right now. I did commission it with him, so the map should be out sometime later this week. We have an agreement that I get exclusivity to it since I'm, paying to commission the map, and then later on he can post it to the Steam Workshop once my video is up for a little bit. So, yeah, huge shout out to him. He does an amazing job on these maps. I really do appreciate it. And this might be his best yet. I don't know. I love the little canyon fortress right here that leads into the actual exteriors of the main Imperial Fortress. Oh, this rocket tank is getting hammered hard by turbo laser shots. Its sirens are going off, which means its shields are failing. It's not on fire yet, which is a good thing, but I think it's trying to reload its guns here to shoot these guys, but reloading those bad Larrys can take a very long time. Oop, turbo laser tower takes another shot at it, takes another right there. I'm actually shocked that it's still alive, but those were kind of glancing blows, so that might assist it in staying alive a little bit. Rebel infantry needs to get forward over here if they want to keep that tank alive for the long haul here. We do have a very large portion of the Rebel army on the far left over here, maybe like 250 to 300 soldiers pushing a pretty tight death tunnel defense over here, but they're doing a good job getting grenades off on some of these stormtroopers over this way, knocking out some more on this right side too. There's still more stormtrooper barricades to go though. This is just a brutal battle for both sides. Both sides are going to be taking extreme losses throughout this entire thing. You can see the walls over here haven't really started firing just yet, but eventually they will. We do have a small landing craft on the exterior over here with some defenders around it. How's Lukey Pookie doing? How is the Skywalker doing? He is full charging forward. We rarely use Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod. I don't know why. I mean, well, I guess we kind of rarely do Imperial battles to begin with. Usually only a few every month we do, because the Clone Wars tends to be everyone's favorite on this channel. However, when we do, I usually use Darth Vader and, like, bounty hunters and stuff like that. Rarely use Luke Skywalker, but it's fun to see him in action. We don't really get to see Luke fighting in the Galactic Civil War all that much in the movies, and there's very little actual, like, canon extended universe stuff anymore. So yeah, Luke lost a lot of his aura when Disney took over, and it's good to see him in all of his power right here, swinging at enemies, taking out stormtroopers, and most importantly, taking fire so that his rebel soldiers behind him don't have to take said fire. There's a number of Wookiees on the battlefield as well, with their Wookiee rifles, which are very powerful, but also their Wookiee crossbows, which are even more powerful. This thing, not as powerful though. I don't even know what you call that, but yeah, these little rifles that they have here are super deadly, and these ones, not as much. But the... Wow, look at that! That was like 7 or 8 stormtroopers that just exploded. Okay! Yeah, these rebel tanks are helping out the rebels a lot. I'm not sure they would be making really any progress without their help. Still, both turbo laser towers are alive. It does not take a lot to kill those, but you do have to get rocket shots all the way up there, which is, you know, it's pretty high up. You have to get very close to actually angle your rocket launchers up to hit them. And it seems like the tanks aren't really focus firing on them. This one's ooh. Oh, that whiffed. That shot was horrible. I thought it was going to be devastating. No, sir. This one is firing its main guns in the front, but there we go. It does launch its rockets against the turbo laser tower up top. It misses, overshoots it, and is gonna probably hit some of its own soldiers back here. Yep. Oh, my goodness. It is friendly fire, so it likely will not kill. Yeah, it's not going to kill them. They're just unconscious, but... wow, that was a massive failure on the part of the rebels. Looks like this tank over here is down for the count now. Yikes. So we got this one over here, and we got this one over here, and I believe that is it for the rebels' tanks. They are pushing into the interior of this small forward operating base inside of the canyon now. A few sand troopers out here trying their best to defend, maybe get a couple more kills on these rebels, but for the most part, they're going to go down without putting up too much of a fight, I'd imagine. Yeah, no rebels dead on the exterior over here just yet. I think that guy running forward right now is very likely going to go down, though. He might be being a little bit too ambitious with his charge here, but the stormtroopers don't seem to be taking him out just yet. Oh, no, they just did, actually. RIP. So these guys on the immediate exterior of the fortress are going to do a little bit of a nice job doing some extra damage, but nothing too crazy. Out here, I feel like these guys should be making more progress considering their tank is all the way up there. But the tank is just not being helpful at all. It's shooting straight into a wall. That's not very nice. Luke Skywalker's men over here are having a pretty easy time of it. Probably the easiest time of anyone currently, because there's very few stormtroopers left alive up on these ramparts over here. And the ones that are alive are pretty heavily suppressed, so nothing too crazy going on over that way. They did get some very, very skillful shots from the tank up onto those ramparts, so that does help it along over here. The other sides have not been so lucky, it seems. Some of the guys guarding this landing gunship over here are getting shot in the side, which is not good. Ooh, rockets going up into the turbo laser tower, so they are close enough to potentially take that thing out, which would be pretty huge. Prevent that from doing any more damage to the Rebel Alliance. These guys in here still holding. Looks like a couple more rebels have died, but they're doing a major push in now onto this forward operating base. I don't think it'll be around for much longer with this aggressive push coming in from the rebels. Look at that. But there are some guys on the immediate flank over here who are definitely going to get some kills because they get this nice cheeky little wraparound choke point that they get to fire into, which is very nice. Look at that. Yeah, DLT-19 shredding a couple rebel troopers right there. The others trying to take cover behind that sandbag wall. All the stormtroopers over here have died, so it's just these 5 over here currently still alive in this little alcovey area. We still got stormtroopers out here left alive, and these rebels seem pretty hesitant to push in. The folks on the far left over here are still pushing up, and we do have Han Solo Dolo over here, baby, pushing in very heartily. I didn't even know Han Solo was on the map. I think Rollin put him in here, which is kind of fun to see. Oh, and there's Chewbacca. Very nice. So we have some additional surprise hero units that I didn't even know were participating in this battle. I added Luke because I was like, oh, I want some hero units on the battlefield. But that's kind of funny that they're in there. Do the Imperials have any? Hold up. There's a couple Death Troopers, and then some sort of Admiral. I'm not entirely sure if... I don't think that's a named Admiral. So, comment down below. What should we name the villain of this battle? Comment down below. Most like comment wins, and that's what we name that guy, and maybe he'll appear in more videos in the future. Luke is way up top here, absorbing some fire and charging some stormtroopers across from him on these ramparts. The rest of his troopers not yet making it inside, but I think they'll do pretty well once they are. There's a couple Death Troopers in there, which are elite units, but I don't think it should be too difficult to deal with them. And this side is just getting full-on fired at. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse for a little bit here so the lag subsides while we time-lapse, just a couple minutes, and then we'll see what happens. I think this will be pretty cool to see a time-lapse of. Alright boys, that was about 4 minutes there, and honestly not a lot has been resolved. We are getting slightly better FPS. We were getting about 11 before the time lapse, and now we're getting about 14, so a huge come up right there. This tank is still being absolutely useless. That's incredible. Truly incredible. Still no kill on this turbo laser tower over here. But the rebels are just now beginning to assault the interior of the fortress here. They've taken like 4 or 5 losses thus far in their assault, now taking a few more as they just push straight on in here. Let's actually go ahead and bump it up a speed. I think yeah, we can handle that. That looks nice. That doesn't look too bad with our newfound FPS. But yeah, these guys are getting semi-slaughtered out here, not having a very good time. I think they could turn it around as long as they just... keep funneling troops in, because the moment you stop assaulting as hard as you can against a choke point is the moment you lose. You know, you gotta overwhelm choke points. They are getting a few kills out here, although I don't know entirely if those kills are from the tanks on the exterior getting, you know, launcher shots in, or if they're actually from the rebel troopers pushing in and firing as they go. I'm not totally sure on that one. Where's Luke at? Okay, so Luke is still alive up here. He's killed all of these troops around here. Oh! More rocket fire actually takes out that turbo laser tower. And then another shot almost hit those guys back there. That would have been sick. Oh! This tank actually did something for once. It got a few kills over here. Look at that! Oh, it's bombarding more of the fortress! Oh! Let's go! That's absolutely huge. Okay, love to see it. And these troopers are now pulling through fully. I think because, yeah, this middle ground ended up getting finally taken by them. So now they're a little bit more available to actually push in and assist Han Solo and Chewbacca's troopers over on the left side over there. So they're going full-on attack mode against the walls of the fortress here. The Stormtrooper Army firing away as much as possible. They do have quite a number of heavy machine guns up here that are pretty capable of dealing out a lot of damage, but the problem is they're getting suppressed quite heavily. Look at that. They pop up, they get suppressed, they have to duck right back down. Luckily, some of the rebels, as you can see, are firing upwards at the other remaining turbo laser tower, so maybe that will help out with the suppression issue, but still, more than half of the rebels are firing up at these guys, which is problematic. There we go, a little bit of E11 fire out there. Very nice. I don't know if this turbo laser tower has done, like, anything in the last 10 minutes, to be completely honest with you. It might be a little bit of a lame duck, but you know what? This tank has also been a major lame duck during most of this battle, so it's tit for tat at that point. It's not really a huge deal. How is this choke point going? Not very well. We got some Wookiees charging in with the standard rebels. You know, they're not making that much progress over here. This is looking pretty disastrous for them, so I'm not super optimistic on what's happening over here. Oh! More rocket fire going in deep, though, and it actually does hit some stormtroopers in the way back here. Okay, those rockets are helping out considerably, and it's very essential that they do help out, because right now these rebels are not doing much at all. They are not making good progress in the slightest. They're about to descend into madness over here as they charge the next choke point lined up on this map for them. There's lots of good cover here, and it doesn't seem like as deadly of a choke point as the one on the opposite side of the map, but still, I think heads will be rolling on this side of the map, even though it's a little bit weaker. There's still a couple stormtroopers up here. They're not really gonna be able to do much, I don't think. Z6 rotary cannon over here, though. That's kind of fun. Look at that, rounding off at the oncoming rebel troopers. They could do some big grenading down from the walls, which would be huge, could definitely get some serious kills, but I don't know if the AI is gonna do that. Like, look at, if these three troopers just grenaded right here, they would be looking at like 20, 30 kills a pop. It would be absolutely insane. But I don't know if they're gonna do that. The AI doesn't always like to do the normal thing. Okay, these troopers are now pushing into another choke point entrance area over here. But once again, I think this series of choke points over this way are a little bit easier to overcome than the ones on the opposite side of the wall, which, let's actually go take a look. Yeah, these guys are still hard locked in. Luke is still deflecting fire over here for them, but I think these guys are going to need to be saved by these guys eventually here. I think it's going to be pretty essential that, you know, these troopers come in the flank and help them out. I think that is going to be very much so needed. This is not going super well. We do have the interior wall here, which is a very cool feature of this fortress, firing it down at the oncoming rebels through the choke point here. It is getting a little bit laggy again, so I am going to go in slow-mo once more. Oh, rockets! We got rockets. Oh, this could be huge. Oh, okay. Okay, that is helpful. Look at that. This choke point just caught a nice break. This left wall over here is almost all dead, save for a few troopers down below it. The right wall, though, still very much so active. But that was a really good one right there for him. Ooh, look at this cheeky grenade. Oh, hola. That could be really bad for these two troopers. It is going to be really bad for these two troopers because there they go. They're dead. Rip. These troops up top are getting a little bit of a second wave. A couple of rebels are mountain climbing up the side of the wall there, while more are climbing up the stairs like normal people and assaulting these stormtroopers, and these stormtroopers are managing to get a decent number of kills on them, so that is definitely very, very good to see. BEA beautiful. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse this exterior wall defense as the rebels come on in. Alright boys, 5 minutes later, and the rebels have finally broken this wall defense. They have not even come close to breaking this one over here, though. Luke is still standing out here like a Chad. A lot of the rebels are pressing against these walls and these walls over here, so we're going to go ahead and enact the anti-derp rule, which is basically... Actually, let me go in slow-mo while I do this. The anti-derp rule is basically where if units are doing this, where they press into walls instead of actually, like, following the waypoints forward, we just go ahead and push them on forward. It's a part of the channel rules for battles like this, so, yeah. Before anyone gets upset, as a community, we decided upon the anti-derp rule being a thing, so... There you go. We'll go ahead and move these guys. Actually, we got some mountain climbers up here who could do some good damage over that way. That could be really, really cool in the future once this action kind of restarts. But, all right, we'll anti-derp about half of them and anti-derp the rest later on because this battle is starting up yet again with the anti-derp being enabled here. So the third, that's right, third wall fortress defense is starting to spark up here as the stormtroopers up top this way take advantage of this choke point over here, as well as these guys helping out as well. Now these troopers, the rebels over here that we anti-derped, are coming forward simultaneously. They're not obviously able to do all that much, and hopefully this naturally gets... No, those guys are still derping. Hold on. All right, while the fighting is going on, we will continue to anti-derp these guys. Come on, boys. Come on. You're being dumb. You're being dumb. Come on. We don't stand for this kind of shenanigans. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? Disgusting. Disgusting behavior. All right, come on. Come on, boys. Stop being idiots. They just... I don't understand the AI in this game sometimes, man. All right, that clash is still going on. Nothing like too serious, it seems right now. Rebels just kind of firing away, and we just re-gear these guys to the choke point so they don't just chill here for the next hour, which I promise you, the the AI would do. They would sit there for an hour. We've done that before, and it's super boring. Come on, get over there. Go, boys. Okay, beautiful. That's most of the units, I would say now. Let's see how they're doing in this choke point. They're actually kind of getting through, but losses are extremely high, and this is not the last choke point they're going to need to go through. There's also this one right here, so they do need to conserve some of their units to make it to the next choke point. And, you know, look at that. They're getting a few kills on the right side. Nice. Okay, not bad. I mean... Still, losses are horrible, even from all the way over here watching the stormtroopers. You can see rebels going down in droves, so I don't know if they're going to have enough units left to make that next push, but hey, at the very least, they're getting through this one. I think slow trickling in would be far worse. It would result in probably even more losses, but as of right now, this is okay. This is manageable. It could be worse. It could be worse. These guys on the left for the stormtroopers in particular are doing great. Oh! Some of the mountain climbing rebels up there distracting some of the stormtroopers over this way. That's actually quite bad for them. No bueno at all. Look at that. These guys coming through here. These guys can now fire into their backs. Ooh, but the rebels catch on to that rather quickly and stop that from spiraling out of control. These walls up here are now donezo from that flank, but there's barely any rebels over here to actually come through now. Oh! Rocket tank firing away. Doesn't amount to much, though. Does not amount to much. Couple death troopers over here still alive. How many losses did the rebels take in that push? Quite a number. Red are dead rebels. Wow. Okay, yeah, they're taking losses every step of the way, and we are getting into the final choke point here, which I think could be the deadliest choke point. Look at all of these stormtroopers standing around here with Admiral question mark. This could be horrendous for them. They still do have more stormtroopers to deal with over this way. Not too many. It's not too big a deal. There's a couple more up here, too. There's Lukey Pookie. He's still alive. That's nice. I don't know where Han and Chewie are. They could be dead. These guys up here, by the way, they could go and do some crazy grenading. Like a little grenade bombardment, if you will. All right, the first of the stormtroopers firing out. These guys right here are susceptible to fire from beyond the choke point, so they probably won't last forever, but they are getting some kills early on, so that is good to see. But they likely will die. Oh! What a grenade! Oh, the rebels ran away from it just in time, but that would have been huge if like, literally 0.5 seconds earlier. Like, oh, that would have been massive. That would have been absolutely gigantic. These stormtroopers getting some good shots in right now. Look at that. And look at this firing wall. These are almost all... They are all machine guns. Holy cow. DLT-19's about to shred in this battlefield. Look at that. Probably a squad and a half worth of rebels already dead in this choke point right here. I'm telling you, go for more grenades, boys. Go for more grenades. Oh, these guys over here going for grenades. That's nice. There you go. That got a couple kills against the rebels right there. That's what I'm talking about. Gotta get those big boom booms in. A couple of these stormtroopers have died over here. These guys also very susceptible to death because they're not like super in the choke point itself. They're a little bit past it. Oh, Zooey mama, there you go. That's what I'm talking about, boys. That is absolute massive grenading from you. I mean, together these guys should have 6 grenades left. Oh, he's reaching for another. Oh, let's go. They realize this is smart. It's like when we play Bannerlord on Daily Productions and throw fire pots from the walls. It's just so satisfying. Oh my goodness. So, more huge kills right there. Rebels attempting to get as much fire out as possible, and I mean, that's the best they can do right now because this is going to be a tough nut to crack for sure. They are slowing down their assault a little bit. Are these stormtroopers? Okay, these stormtroopers are still alive over here. Rebels are pushing forward. They could grenade down at those rebels. Not sure if they will, to be honest with you. Now they're shooting at already dead troopers. So that's amazing. Luke Skywalker's here, though. He is in the picture. He could mess things up for this choke point defense, for sure. Oh, yes! Oh, what a grenade. Yeah, Jedi coming in obviously distracts a lot, so the units behind the Jedi can easily get some spray and pray in, and that could be very, very problematic for the Stormtrooper defenders here. We'll see if he ends up doing that, because right now he is just chilling on the outside, though I am sure he will go in at some point here and start messing things up for the defenders. I think that is nearly a given, but we shall see. We shall see, you know what I'm saying? All right. So far, the machine gun wall over here is holding quite nicely. It's a beautiful thing to behold. Truly. Truly. Who's back here? Oh, there's even more stormtroopers all the way back here, and they're like shooting under the ship. That's crazy angles you got going right there, boys. That's absolutely absurd. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, this is going to be another grind, so let's time-lapse for a little bit here. Okay, boys. Oh, rocket shots just hit. Luke has entered the picture up here. He is getting concussed fairly heavily. He's got 4 kills right now. There's also an MG trooper over here that's grenading and shooting him up quite a bit. So Luke could very easily go down fairly soon here if not careful. But for now, he's still alive, which, yes, is distracting the rest of the stormtroopers down here from the choke point, which is going to be very, very dangerous. Luke did kill our 2 grenadiers up there, which is bad. How much health does he have? He has about a third of his health left, so not a crazy amount, but definitely can still do some damage. Hopefully these guys up here can just deal with him for now, but the problem is he does regenerate health with the Force, which can be obviously very problematic. So grenades are the best way to deal with Jedi. I've said it a million times on this channel, but it still remains factual. Hopefully the insane machine gun defense right here can help with the choke point. And this guy up here is soloing Luke. His own rocket tank, I think that was this one over here, just shot him, knocking him out for a moment, but it's friendly fire, so it doesn't really do that much damage, so not really too big a deal. Oh man, this guy's got to do more grenades. That is the ultimate way to kill Jedi in this, is grenades, but he's just not doing it. The rockets did kill some more stormtroopers down this way, though. Oy vey. This is not fantastico. The choke point assault is kind of petering out, though. There's not as many rebels over here. If these guys would grenade over here again, they could wipe out so many of those rebels. That would be huge. Luke's still just kind of goofing around up here. This is kind of silly. Yeah, it's a pretty chill assault at the moment, I will say. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Oh! Luke's just going back and forth, like, along this ledge. It's kind of stupid. A little bit stupid. Oh! Ah, missed. Ah, cringe. Alright, let's watch another time lapse here of the bottom. Alright, boys, these guys are holding. It's been 20 minutes. Yeah, I think it's safe to say they're taking the dub here. There's a few, like, glitched troops around the map, or troops that are, like, lollygagging behind. I don't even see them. Oh, there's a couple over here. But yeah, I think this is an Imperial victory. 20 minutes, and they're still holding. They're doing just fine. I think they eventually took out Luke, but I just don't see where he is. This trooper's got 10 kills. This trooper's got 12. This trooper has 14. This trooper has 10. This trooper has 8. This trooper has 4. And then all these guys over here died. But then this trooper's got none. This trooper's got 1. This trooper's got 3. And this trooper's got 3. Beautiful. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.